Motloung joining us now to further expand on this. Dr. Sysman, thank you so much for your time and joining us today. So we heard there the DA caucus leader in Ekurhuleni saying this was a political reshuffling, a negotiation of survival by the mayor. What did you make of the mayor of Ekurhuleni and the reshuffle that we saw today?
Yeah, thanks for having me. At face value, it does look like a political maneuver. There's been speculation around if a mayor were to face a motion of no confidence and if they were to expand uh, mayoral committee positions to minor parties, maybe that is to buy their support and to minimize, for example, the positions that parties like EFF have in the mayoral committee, is to weaken that kind of a political party and their face or occurrence in public, because every political party that has a portfolio wants to perform in such a manner that they can speak to the electorate to showcase what they can do and what is it they have done when they had that power. So currently, to make such changes without really getting the buy-in of coalition partners really shows that uh, it's not so much that the mayor was naive in this regard, but they were really being provocative in what they've done, and it was deliberate.
And I mean, you touch on that, Dr. Motloung, especially the party dynamics, particularly when it comes to Action SA, where at some point it said that Xolani Khumalo has then been offered that position of MMC Community Safety, and Action SA saying they don't want to be a part of a mayoral committee that is seemingly failing.
Yes, this is part of how each political party frames this phenomena. Action SA is also on record saying they would want to take control of government if they had a mayoral position. And we've just heard from the DA representative that these political parties are after power, or that Xolani personally wanted to be in. We shouldn't say Action SA is after power alone. Every political party is after power. Just like DA just says the electorate should give them a full mandate. The DA wants power. So this kind of reforms do showcase how political parties are contending for power. And I think Action SA in withholding its member from this committee, it is also playing its hand to say we want something more significant. In the clip you played, Mayor says Xolani would play on, call it minor issues of bylaws. But again, that is a face value where if you are to enforce a bylaw, for example, against hawkers, it will present Xolani as a person who's against the marginalized, against the people. Sometimes these allocations could be a setup. You don't have to be just excited that you are in the mayoral committee. You have to look at the dynamics of fulfilling that position itself. If you are to be told that go and enforce bylaws, and what kind of opposition you will receive, and how will that opposition impact on the political party holistically. So Action SA has to look into those kind of aspects. So the big issue here is not so much that one wants to take a small party, a small portfolio or not, but the principle of having a coalition agreement and having ANC renege on that, making changes without really getting the buy-in of everyone involved.
And I guess the implication of that really does come down to service delivery and what the people of Ekurhuleni will then experience on a day-to-day basis. I mean, the DA caucus leader just said now that administration still stays in place, so there really isn't much of an impact there. But how might these changes impact service delivery in the long run, especially if you're saying they would be playing that political hand in placing certain people in certain spaces to create a certain narrative?
Yes, definitely. Theory and practice does say political office bearers in this mayoral committee are not involved in operations, day-to-day operations, that is administration. But we also see through research that when you make these changes at an executive level, it does impact on administration because a new person coming might have to change a focus and strategic priorities of a particular portfolio. So administrators will be told where to go, what to do, and so forth. That will likely affect services, maybe negatively. Here, listen to the mayor says this will be positively in a way, but I'm very skeptical of that as to say, let's give them 2 months from now and see if Ekurhuleni takes a significant leap or changes that are seen on the ground. I really doubt it. But what I could say is that there could still be stability. This change is not so much to affect the programs and priorities of your departments, but it is seen, in my view, that it is a consolidation of power because what they've done here is exclude political parties that were part of critical portfolios. So this is a proper consolidation of power in that regard.
And that 12-hour ultimatum that has been given by the mayor to those political parties, where do you see those tensions going if this 12-hour deadline is not met in a way that it should be?
Yeah, you see that in the attitude, it's like take it or leave it, or the street language is something else. So it's like take it or leave it, and I'm gone. That shows the spirit and the attitude of approaching governance in a coalition framework. This is part of what DA, I think on record have said, making an example. I think, no, it was Action SA through Mr. Mashaba saying, look at DA's arrogance in Tshwane when DA excluded us and how we dealt with them under Mr. Brink. So the ANC seems to be falling into that attitude of thinking they are a big guy and we will do it without you. And maybe ANC has looked at the numbers and said, let us take this gamble and exclude others. So on the greater scheme, it works better for the ANC when these other parties like DA, EFF, Action SA are not so much involved. So it will be seen from here on. I think that attitude of arrogance or being prideful, should not be limited to Ekurhuleni only. ANC has to see, because EFF has spoken something about your behavior in Ekurhuleni would affect our relations in the city of Johannesburg. So the decisions you make this side may have a ripple effect elsewhere. So don't take it for granted that you have power somewhere as a political party, because these are interrelated dynamics. So you have to balance these scales instead of disrupting the waters. Other than that, you will be affected negatively.
Yeah. Doc, and that was my next question to you with regards to that balancing act that needs to be done, and maybe particularly at provincial level, where we're seeing at regions certain decisions being made in isolation that could then affect a Tshwane or a COJ with regards to those relationships that seemingly are working.
Yeah, it is possible. Each political party will have to see and consider, okay, if you deal with us negatively or in a bad way in a certain municipality, where do we have leverage? Where do you need us the most? And in this part of negotiating, they will go there. Because one of this is to, I think they call it horse trading, something like that, conceptually. So you have to consider the bigger picture. Don't be excited about a small thing and you think that you are in power there only. So it is something they have to consider. It's very important. Other than that, you are playing against yourself. You are it's a self-sabotage. So it's something ANC has to be wary of instead of trying to have easy wins in this context.
All right, Dr. Sysman, the local government elections around the corner. It's going to be quite an interesting one to see how all of these dynamics are going to play out there. Thank you so much for your time and giving us your insights this evening. That is Dr. Sysman Motloung giving us some analysis on the situation of the reshuffling in Ekurhuleni.